What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Fresh and Fit podcast made a stream called Addressing the Allegations and Rumors, open Q&A. And I'm not going to even get into the meat of all of which they were discussing, but I'm only going to talk about the issue that they said they have with Kevin Samuels. Now, I've spoken to Myron after I made my call for him to be out of the manosphere. He's called me several times. I've cursed his ass out, and he tried to explain to me just the same thing that he said on this stream about his issues with Kevin Samuels. And I want you to understand that Kevin Samuels is a very peculiar man. He can be very complicated. But you know what? There's nobody, man, who's been more loyal to our community outside of maybe like myself in Obsidian than Kevin Samuels. This guy has, he showed us so much love. He's done so much for our community. I mean, the loyalty when he got on, he still reached back. He still helps content creators. There's nobody that has more of a loving heart. And like I said, he's not perfect, but he's done so much for people over here. He's done so much for me personally, and I thank him for it. So much for Obsidian, so much for the Black Manosphere, so much for Black YouTube. And see, sometimes when you're a giving person like Kevin Samuels, when you see young Black men trying to do something, you'll help them. And that's exactly what he did with Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit were starting their podcast, and it's, if you think about it, if you look at it, it's noticeable that they don't have a lot of talent between the two of them. This is not being mean. Myron was struggling individually as a YouTuber. Nobody watched him. Fresh, who had the nerve to say, I am dead to him, which I don't care nothing about you. Brother, you can't get 70 million views like by yourself. Relatively untalented. And together, relatively untalented. It wasn't until two things I think happened with Fresh and Fit, or three things. One of the things there in Miami, combined with a lot of equipment and understanding the organization of the business. Two, the outside team, which was Large A and Allende, or Akayende, however say the brother's name, I forgot, were bringing in the girls to the show. But the biggest reason that they succeeded was because of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels decided to fly down to Miami on his own dime and help these guys out. But it wasn't the first time that he did it. There were multiple times that Kevin Samuels would call in onto the show on StreamYard, make viral clips. They had some sort of arrangement, something that you might hear from Kevin Samuels himself. But then in this particular podcast, Fresh and Fit tried to make it seem that Kevin Samuels just stopped talking to them. He wouldn't respond. And Fresh, you little weasel, you had the nerve to say that many other content creators feel like that about Kevin Samuels too. Really? How did you guys even get to Adam 22? How did you guys get all your subscribers? Because it wasn't based on your talent. Because the talent that you two have is not there. I'm sorry. Mediocre podcast at best. Or should I say, average at best. Doesn't that sound familiar? But see, what you guys did was, Kevin Samuels gave you a hookup on the low, and then the way that you thanked him was after you got all of his subscribers, you talked shit about him behind his back, just like you did somebody else that we both know that you did, because I know that you did, because you called me and told me. Oh yeah, bro, I said it, but we squashed it. No, you also said it about Kevin. You called him a homosexual. Why? Because he asked you, hey bro, my time zone is 10 o'clock. Over here where we're at, don't listen. There's no need to compete for the time zone at the same time, because why? Well, if you're on at the same time as Kevin, it's not about the viewers, but the people, then the money will be split up. So if I have $50 to give, I might give it to Fresh and Fit instead of Kevin. But Kevin has already been doing that time slot for a year. You guys weren't doing that time slot. That's just one of the things. But not only did you do that, you also talked shit about other content creators. And then you disrespected him after he helped you. Now, then you want to know why he don't want to return your text messages. Then you want to know why he don't want to call you. Why he don't want to deal with you. You want to know why? Because your character is bad, bro. Okay? How many content creators have you guys screwed over? Want to name them? Auburn Preach, Roommates, Kevin Samuels. You guys were booking consultations with certain dating coaches, then getting mad when they didn't show up to your show. Then after they didn't show up to your show, you talked about them, trashed them. That's what you did. And now you want to make it like it's Kevin Samuels' fault, trying to save face. Every situation that's going on right now between Fresh and Fit, let's juxtapose Fresh and Fit and Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels don't have any allegations in the last year of getting the OnlyFans model pregnant. Myron does. Kevin Samuels didn't back out of a fight that he wanted to do. Fresh did. Kevin Samuels ain't got his door kicked in. Fresh and Fit did. Kevin Samuels don't have allegations of him emailing or Instagramming Anna Quinn Fitness and then saying that you gotta F me first, stupid, if you want to come on my podcast, and being rude and disrespectful. Myron does. He doesn't have the, allegations of somebody threatening, that I'm gonna tell on the services on your child so you can't see him, like he did with Nina Unrated. Fresh does. And a lot of other stuff behind the scenes, which I'm not going to expose right now, only because content creators told me not to. And the difference between Fresh and Fit is this. You guys have two different things going on. You've pissed off people on the internet that you haven't met. And the people who know you personally that you have met vouch for. So it's two different groups of people. But then you want to say that you tried to work with Kevin Samuels? Bro, you can't work with anybody. Kevin Samuels ain't the problem. In the last year, he hasn't had any problems. Now, he might have problems with people not liking his content and stuff like that, but the person that has the most problems is Fresh and Fit. You want to know who's the biggest problem? Fresh and Fit. You know their own problems? Fresh and Fit. You know who did it to themselves? Fresh and Fit. And all I see is two unaccountable guys that blame all their problems on other people. And as far as Fresh saying that he's done with me, I'm dead to him, something like that, brother, let me tell you something. Brother, in my pinky, I got way more talent than you, okay? On any day of the week, you ain't never and could have never be me. I don't need nobody to tell me what to do to make me some money. I stand on my own as a content creator, brother, so you ain't never gonna be considered or even in the same class of respectability in a red pill community as me. Fraud. And all the things about your character, you got the nerve to try to push it out on Kevin? I guess the Auburn preach wasn't big enough, so now you want to come for this. And I'm telling you, you guys are going down the right path to nowhere. Kevin ain't done nothing to you but to help you. And if he don't want to talk to you, look at the reasons why he don't want to. Anna Quinn, Nina Unrated, Large A, Allende, Anna Quinn again, other content creators, Miss Cheeks, the OnlyFans model. There's a plenty reasons why somebody don't want to deal with you, bro. And all your little fanboys over there, how do you explain that? The only constant person in all of that is Myron. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm